So Marie, who spends more?
Oh, is that a trick question?
No. Who spends more, you or me?
You would say me, but that's not the truth. So Brett, who spends more?
Definitely you. Definitely you. She thinks she doesn't, but it's definitely her. So you're going to argue about this, right? This is one of the areas in a relationship you argue about. So people want to know how do we handle our money. So Marie's always brought money in. She's always had a business, and we have two businesses together, and we handle those businesses.
We've just commented on who spends more. You see, he thinks I spend more, but that's not the truth. It looks like I spend more because I spend more on wee things, on small things, but he actually likes expensive cars and stuff like that.
Yes, but I haven't had one for 5 years. So.
So it looks like I spent more, but that's not the truth.
She spends more on the small stuff day to day and clothes, and if you tracked it. So we both bring the money in.
Well, if it was for men, there'd be no shops.
Well, this is true.
There'd be no retail trade.
This is true. This is true. Men traditionally...
No shopping centres, no department stores.
Men traditionally go in and just shop and come out. We just want our stuff and go home. For women, it's a different experience. They want the whole thing.
Anyway.
So how do we look after our money? Well, we have a joint account. We have business accounts for the businesses. And I'm the one that generally tracks the money. Now, in a relationship, it doesn't matter whether it's her that tracks the money or the king that tracks the money. So if it's the queen, that's okay too. But you know, what it comes down to when it's money is about trust, isn't it? Like,
absolutely.
I trust Marie that she's not going to go crazy when she goes out and shops. And she trusts me that I'm not about to run out and buy a Ferrari before we go buy another investment property.
Yes, yes. And that's interesting because Brett's at the moment looking at buying a Ferrari. And we had that discussion because that's a lot of money. And I'm happy to do that. However, it can't be our capital. You know, that has to be from money that's made from an investment.
Yeah, so in other words, we're going to buy an investment property, the income from that will pay for the payments on the Ferrari.
Yeah.
So we handle things like that, so we make good quality decisions about our money. But ultimately it's about, you know, trust, because some people have separate accounts. And what they're really saying by doing that is, I don't trust you.
Or I don't trust myself, and I don't want you to see how I handle my money.
Yeah, or I'm going to hide a little bit of money somewhere, as some couples do, right? Have a private bank account somewhere.
But ultimately, you know, with the kingdom, ultimately the money needs to be together. Now that doesn't happen when you've got someone who's not financially strong. You know, who goes and spends or has an issue. But when the goal needs to be, okay, what do I need to do to be financially responsible so we can put our money together?
Yeah. So if there's one partner who spends more than the other, that partner needs to take control of their own spending, and that needs to be discussion. Because one of the great things about, you know, being in a relationship is that we can learn from each other.
Yeah, and you can keep humour in it.
Yeah. So, you know, I do the stock market investment because I know I've got more knowledge about that. But every time I buy something or I'm about to buy something, I tell Marie my thoughts about that so that she's involved in that decision. So, you know, when we're sharing that decision with each other, then it becomes about the kingdom, about the king and the queen, rather than someone having to bear the responsibility of looking after the finances. Because that's not what you want in a relationship. You want to be able to share that. And for girls...
And talk about it.
They like to share, don't they?
Well, just look like our Coke shares the other day, you know, they just went right up, and it's just like, wow, you know, we can talk about that, or if something comes on the TV, you know, we both know what we've got, and it's a discussion.
Yeah. So if you're not doing that in your relationship, that's going to cause tension. That's going to cause a problem in the area of the treasury as part of the kingdom. So in that area, you want to get on the same page. So if you're fighting over it, take some of our tips, start bringing things together. If you need some advice, give us a tingle or get on Messenger or just contact us. Thanks for being here, and we'll be back with another video soon from the kitchen.